Hey everyone, don't mind my weird setup again, but I did just want to touch base again on David Hiles. Why does it matter? Why am I even talking about this? Because back in our day, us that were, in the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, we're all affected, in the IFB world by the Hiles. And it's Hiles Anderson College and Jack Scott, Jack Hiles, and we were all like, there are celebrities and stuff. So it really matters what they do and what they teach and what, and who is following them. Because somehow or another, many of these IFB churches are believing the same things and they're treating situations the same way. And so we kind of, well, at least me, I want to kind of dive deep into like their thinking and their teaching and what David Hiles' mission is currently, because he was also accused of child essaying. And so we're really like just diving into his mind right now and his mission, because he is basically describing how he had a fall. And I'm not sure what he's referring to with his fall, but I wanted to read you guys the description of his new mission, which is Galatians 6:1 Ministries. It used to be Fallen in Grace Ministries or something like that. I think it says it somewhere on one of these posts, and it kind of looks like there's two Facebook posts or two Facebook groups that look the same. I don't know if it is the same and it just shows it two different ways, like two different profile pictures, but I believe it's ran by the same people. So let's get into it. Okay, so it says, and forgive my views, I'm going to be like looking, trying to read and probably looking stupid, but anyways. Okay, Galatians 6:1 Ministries. Welcome to Galatians 6:1 Ministries, a haven of hope and restoration for those who have experienced a fall, and for the leaders dedicated to the ministry of restoration. Our work is rooted in real-life experiences, as many of us personally walked the difficult path of restoration. This is not theory, it's lived truth. Our mission is simple yet profound: to reach the fallen and the friends of the fallen. This is not a space for judgment or debate about past sins, but a place to focus on solutions and healing. Our vision. We envision a ministry with two primary goals: to provide encouragement and resources for those who have fallen, to equip and empower those involved in restoring others with tools, training, and understanding. So pause real quick. My thoughts are, I love groups that want to help. I love nonprofits. I love organizations who are really there to help a community, to help children, to help men, to help women, to help whoever. Like, I love that idea. I mean, we're a part of one. We are a nonprofit. The Blind Eye Movement is an organization who just wants to help people. We don't, get much for it or anything like that. Like, people have definitely donated and helped so that we can help when a victim is in need. So I love it. It's great. The only thing I'm, concerned about is, what does the fallen part really mean? And this is kind of a blind read because I only read like the first part and I didn't read the rest. So I'm going to kind of react as I go. But it's really just concerning of what are the men falling from that you're trying to help? And is your goal to like put all these people back into church? Because usually with IFBers, if you have a relationship with God, that means you're going to church, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a week, depending on like what's going on and what kind of church you have. So yeah, we're concerned about what does it mean to have fallen and what sins are we talking about? Are we talking about any sin? And for that matter, do you really need a whole like ministry about people that have fallen when you could just go to church? Like, everybody falls like every week, somebody sins. So why can't they just like go to church? So it must mean that it's a big enough deal that they have to have their own branch of ministry for the fallen. And I feel like, what is it code for? That's what I want to know. Okay. Where did I leave off? Okay, so our vision, we envision a ministry with two primary goals: to provide encouragement and resources for those who have fallen, to equip and empower those involved in restoring others with tools, training, and understanding. Okay, I love that. Sure, train people on how to recover from their sin, but depends on like what kind of sin we're talking about here. And maybe I'm just too judgmental, and I would not say like, one size fits all in this matter. Like, it really does actually matter who you want back in your churches, like depending on what they've done. Our story. This ministry is deeply personal. It's born from my journey of experience. And this is David Hiles talking, as far as I can tell. From my journey of experiencing a fall and enduring the challenges of being restored. And how did it get restored? Like, I kind of want to know, like, what does that even mean? How do you know you're like fully restored from the fall? You're just like, knees aren't bruised anymore, or what? Your hips don't hurt anymore? So through years of learning, both from failures and successes, I want to know what the failures are. I've discovered what truly works in restoration. Our goal is to share these lessons with others seeking restoration restoration and those who are committed to helping them. I gotta scroll up. Don't mind my close up real quick. Okay, that's so long. Our goals and objectives focus on restoring those who have been overtaken in a fault, providing them with the tools, guidance, and support needed to rebuild their lives and faith. Conduct, how to restore, training seminars for pastors and ministry leaders. This is what's scary though. Like, I want to know what the trainings are. I kind of want to like go behind the scenes and just be a fly on the wall. Like, what are your trainings? Like, what are the resources? What are the support systems? Like, what exactly are those? When a pastor has a fall, what do you guys do? Is it you take up an offering and you get them all set up with a new job away from the original church that the abuse occurred or the fall occurred? Is this what we're talking about? And is this why we were like all so upset as victims when we would come forward and then it gets brushed under the rug and then people just disappear and the victim gets like re-victimized by the disbelief or the gaslighting and all that stuff. So I'm very curious. So David Hiles, if you would like to share some of those seminars like for free, maybe some clips, maybe some snippets, maybe a PDF for public use so that we can kind of know like what is your real mission and if it's squeaky clean and it's not about restoring really inappropriate men and women, then we can just be quiet and move on and we won't be concerned. So next. So training seminars for pastors and ministry leaders encourage and mobilize the many talented individuals with the restoration community. Provide online resources and private support areas for those in need. Our ministries. We offer a range of tools to support restoration, including articles and written materials focused on the restoration process. Really want to know what that means. Like, how do you go from the fall to the training to you're fully restored, and what does that look like? Maybe we could have some like testimonials. Webinars and online discussions addressing key topics, books and resources for both the fallen and restorers, so the people that fall and then the people that are supposed to help the fallen. Personalized counseling for fallen individuals, as well as training and restorers. I wonder if the counseling is like legitimate, like they have a degree kind of counselor, or it's just another pastor who has fallen, who's helping another fallen, like blind leading the blind kind of thing. Like, I'm curious. And I totally get the because this is what we're doing. We're victims of abuse, and therefore we are trying to help victims of abuse get through theirs and heal along with us. And we're all in different phases of healing. So it's like a similar mission, but so scary because we are not trying to put these victims back with pastors. We're not trying to put these victims back in harm's way. We're not trying to talk these victims into going back to their old Sunday school teachers or, their old churches and say like, hey, we're restoring you to like go back into that environment. So we're hoping that you're not going to restore these pastors and fallen men back into where children are, where they could fall again, So anyways, sorry. Okay. All right, some of our content is available for open discussion, while other resources are tailored to specific needs and offered in more private settings. Our ultimate focus is to bring healing and hope to those needing it most, while teaching the principles of effective and compassionate restoration to those who serve. Together, we are building a community that transforms pain into purpose, helping the fallen rise again and equipping restorers with the wisdom to guide them. Okay. So I feel like if this was just like regular, I don't know, mission work, whatever, it sounds good, like on the outside. But if you kind of turn it over, and see like the bottom, if it is what I think it is, it sounds horrifying, because we're getting a community of fallen and a community of restorers, but I want to know what the real meanings are. Like it sounds really scary. So let me move on to show you something else. Okay, and then just so you know, like where it's coming from, there's Galatians 6:1 Ministries, and there's two different profile pictures for some reason. I believe they're the same thing though. They just have a different amount of followers. So, well, actually there's followers and then there's the members. And this one right here is the same, like, I don't think I read this part to you. To reach the fallen and friends of the fallen. This is not a place to argue or discuss people's sins. It is a place to discuss how to solve the problem after someone has fallen into sin. That might have been before I read you that big long thing. That's why I'm like, I think this is the same thing. I don't know why it shows like two different ones, but whatever. I don't know how to explain that. So I believe they're both the same people. David Hiles. So videos, and then you can see his face. So like, like this is the one. So if we go back to the other one real quick, just to see if I'm like totally wrong. The one where I read the big description, this is like just join the group, and you like, let's see, I don't think you can get to his videos from here for whatever reason. That's why it's like a little confusing, but it's still the Galatians, Red Barn Ministries, all that stuff. So now we can go to his videos. So that way, like, I'm not like just pulling this out of my butt. So, I forgot the volume. So this guy just recently, or I don't know, in the last year or whatever, has helped David Hiles in support. Because right now, David Hiles is living like in the Red Barn area or whatever in Georgia. And this gentleman that I'm about to show you the video, he lives in Florida. And somehow they're using the Florida church as like a support team for the Georgia Red Barn Galatians ministry. And I believe they're doing this because of like whatever David Hiles, like whatever happened, he had a fall, and then something went wrong with the Fallen in Grace Ministries that was at a different church somewhere else. I can't remember where. If you want to watch David's videos, he does explain it. And I was trying to watch all of his videos. I told someone I watched all the videos, and I think there's a few that I've missed. So like, yeah, I'm trying to watch them all just to like really learn about this, because I don't want to just assume things. I don't want to just spread falsehoods. But I do want to bring awareness to this if it is what I think it is. And if it's not, someone comment down below if I'm totally wrong, or send a message, whatever. So this, what's his name again? Greg Neal. He was also like in a photo with them, I believe. And like, they're like, we support the Hiles and stuff. So let me turn this up. Might be like tingy. So like when they talk on this phone, it might like, the volume might suck, but he's going to talk about, so basically he's like now a part of David Hiles. Oh, sorry about the bouncing. Part of David Hiles' ministry, and is supporting from afar. And yeah, from Florida. And David's in Georgia.
Fallen in.
Here we go.
Grace
Oh,
community, Facebook group, old friends, new friends.
Hello. There.
Hello to the Fallen in Grace community, Facebook group, old friends, new friends. I wanted to send a greeting. I'm Greg Neal. I'm the pastor of the Emmanuel Baptist Church, and it's our privilege now to have the Hiles part of our ministry and the Restoration Ministry, Fallen in Grace, but now Galatians 6:1 ministries. And it's a wonderful thing to be in the work of the Lord, experience the grace of God, and then be used to show God's grace to other people. And aren't we all certainly in need of God's grace and God's mercy, and I'm thankful for that. But I just wanted to say hello. I've driving actually to spend some time with another pastor, trying to be a help and encouragement to him, and been thinking about this ministry, praying for this ministry along the way. And I'm so thankful that our church has embraced Bible restoration. And we're not intimidated by that word because we know what it means. And we all know that we are in need of it from time to time. But I preached a message yesterday morning to our people. It's entitled, Are You Spiritual or Just Saved? And the idea is that not everybody who's saved is spiritual. But we should walk in the Spirit. We should strive to see spiritual people. And I mention that because certainly Galatians 6:1 reminds us of the necessity of spiritual people in the ministry of restoration. And I'm excited to see what God does with this ministry. And I know many of you are familiar with our ministry. Many of you don't know me. Hopefully, in the days ahead, we'll get acquainted with each other. But I just want to use my life and our ministry to help as many people as possible. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that. And I'm thankful for the Hiles and their ministry and what they've done. And for all of you, I may not know you, but thank you for supporting this ministry. And my goal, my desire is just to help people stay in the fight. No one left behind, and to do what we can to be faithful and keep as many pushing forward for the cause of Christ until Christ returns or calls us home. God bless you. Just wanted to introduce myself, say hello. From time to time, I'll hop in the group and give a greeting of some sort and pray for this ministry. We're not planning on doing less. We're planning on doing more. I know many of you supported the Hiles in this ministry for some time, and they're still at the forefront. They're still going to be doing what they're doing. We're just going to give them as much help as possible, and we want to help restore as many people, but we also want to do some things to help prevent falls. And so I don't even like that word, but you know what I mean. But we want to prevent those things. And so you pray for the ministry. I know sometimes we get a little nervous with change, but sometimes God allows.
Okay, so really quickly, while I'm thinking about it, he doesn't like the word falls. Is that because you don't want to use the word fall for like what it actually is? Or do you not like the word fall because it sounds hurtful? I'm not sure why he doesn't like that word. But it's just very curious. Why did they have to change the name? Why are they doing a rebrand? Like, what happened to make it a rebrand? Why did they lose support from the other church? Is it because they didn't like the operation of restoring the fallen? Please elaborate. And really, like, the only reason I started looking into this, I personally didn't even know like a ton about Dave Hiles except for the Let Us Pray documentary that opened up some stuff where I was like, oh, I didn't realize like he was involved so much like Jack Scott was, and with like abuse and stuff like that. And it sounds like David Hiles, like when you look at him, he just looks like, oh, what a sweet old man with slightly irritating mannerisms. And like, I know I'm an annoying person, but watching him for some reason, it's super petty, but like something about him makes me cringe. I don't know if it's because of what he's accused of and it's just like my brain like rejects him. Or I don't know, I'm just petty. Like he annoys me just watching his videos. So I'm actually suffering for y'all watching his videos. Like I'm trying to learn a lot about what his mission is, but he cringes me out. And I know it's wrong of me. Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned and judged someone. I know I'm annoying and I sniff and I have weird mannerisms too, but like his just, I don't know, just, where was I going with that? Anyways, I got a tip in our group that someone was concerned. And so they were the first ones to tell me, like, hey, just so you know, Dave Hiles is like got this ministry, he's got a Red Barn thing going on. And, you know, they were a concerned citizen in that area. And they were like, hey, there's also, you know, the Red Barn thing. And I had to dig into that. I was like, what the heck is this Red Barn ministry? I don't know what that is. And it's like, is it like an Airbnb where everyone can stay? Is it just like a place where pedophiles can hang out in? Because they were concerned that this man, I don't have the name in front of me, but there was a guy that was staying there, and like hung out in the Red Barn thing. So I had to dig up more into it. They're actually very super cute, like tiny houses, and like the wife is just so I was watching all these videos, and the wife was giving a tour of the little houses and it's all cute and very like Grace Baptist-y, clean, fresh, like the appearance of a magazine. You know how they always taught like home ec stuff and just to be like prim and proper, even though like behind the scenes like everyone was in hell. They had to make everything look nice. And so anyways, so it's like if they're just running like an honest business and it's just an Airbnb for like anyone and it doesn't really have to do with restoring the men kind of place, I don't want to ruin that for them necessarily, like, because if they've got their little home business and it's, you know, whatever, I don't want to destroy people's lives, but I also want to warn people like, hey, if you're just like a family with young kids, I wouldn't necessarily want to rent a room that's also conjoined with like pedophiles. So that's why I'm concerned. And like I said, I didn't really know a whole lot about this until someone was concerned and they knew of these people. They may or may not know people in the church that they attend, like that Hiles attends, and now like Greg Neal and all these like connections. So it's just important that we talk about it. And like I said, if I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments and I'll go away. But if I'm not wrong and it is what I think it is, it's really scary. And I just want to know what it means to fall. What does it mean for them to get restored? And like, what do they do after that? Can you tell me, please? Because I really want to know. Okay, let's continue.
Those things so that we can change for the better. And I'm trusting that in the days ahead, the Lord will continue to bless. If I can be a help to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. And God bless you all, and thank you for your help and your love for people.
Okay, I had to rewind it. So bear with me for a second because there was something I wanted to talk about.
Many of you supported the Hiles in this ministry for some time, and they're still at the forefront. They're still going to be doing what they're doing. We're just going to give them as much help as possible, and we want to help restore as many people, but we also want to do some things to help prevent fall.
Okay, so he said something about like not liking the word falls, and he wants to do something to help prevent falls. So are we falling into like affairs kind of falling? Are we falling back into drugs and alcohol? Because I'm trying to think of like what do Baptists say is sins, right? That would be big enough for a fall. Is it like you got divorced? Is it, you know, you, I don't know, didn't finish school? Like, like what would be the falls that you could prevent? Because that's like, it's just super important. That is huge. Because I agree with that. I could get on board with that. Do you want to prevent men and women from like abusing people? Because I really want to, you know, prevent that. If you're teaching how to prevent that, that would be great. If you're teaching men how to, you know, keep it in their pants, that would be great. If you're teaching men how not to abuse people, by all means. And I know I keep saying men, but it's just like that's what we're all talking about. But I know women do it too. Women definitely do it. My mom just sent me an article of a boy who got R-worded by like a counselor. And it's like, come on, people. Like, how can you be such trusted people and then take advantage of your position? Like, it's disgusting. That's like the worst of the crimes. Like, yeah, it's bad enough you get like a creepy uncle or a creepy cousin or a creepy whatever. But when you get the teachers, the Marines, the pastors, the counselors, the whatever, you know, Big Brother stuff, when you get people of power that take advantage of children, it's disgusting and I hate it. And it just makes me mad because then we all lose faith in every system we have. I mean, we already lose faith in, the police work and CPS, and we're just losing faith in everyone because when someone finally comes for help, it's like they get shut down or they don't get believed or they don't, it doesn't go anywhere. And it's very sad and disheartening. So please, humans, can we do better? Ooh. So yeah, I kind of wanted to touch on that. Like, what does he do to prevent it? So I kind of want to reach out to this guy. But Mr. Neal, if you see this video and want to clarify, like, what do you do to prevent the falls and what are the falls? Like, I want to know specifically, what are the falls? Okay.
And so I don't even like that word, but you know what I mean. But we want to prevent those things. And so you pray for the ministry. I know sometimes we get a little nervous with change, but sometimes God allows things so that we can change for the better. And I'm trusting that in the days ahead, the Lord will continue to bless. If I can be a help to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. And God bless you all, and thank you for your help and your love for people.
Okay.
Hello to...
All right, so yeah, that's basically all for this video, but as you can see, David Hiles has a lot of videos with his sincere hand on his chest. That body language gesture is funny because he's very sincere about what he's talking about, a lot of his videos. And then, like, this is the red barn. He's often in front of it, and it's like a little Airbnb kind of place. I don't know if that's actually what they call it, but like in my head, because it's like little tiny houses that they're renting out. And his wife like did little tours and stuff, and it's cute, but it was very triggering, like seeing her outfit, seeing the way she talked, and she's just so sweet, and I just felt like such flashbacks of my abuser and his wife and just the culture of IFB, and like it's just scary because I wanted to be like, blink twice if you're held against your will. Like, I just want to be like, are you okay, ma'am? And if her husband's been accused of everything he's been accused of, is she like okay with him? Like, are they okay? Like, I don't understand the wives that stay married to guys that are accused of R-wording children. So that's a whole nother thing for another day. But yeah, it's like if she's just like an innocent person in this whole thing, I don't want to like rag on her too much, but it did give me major gross flashbacks. The jean skirt, No offense, but like
David, okay, we're back in the heritage room, and I wanted to show you all that I've been doing. So,
okay, that's good.
Super cute, super sweet. If they weren't who they were, I'd be like, oh god, that's so cute.
Slowly but surely adding decorations because this room
and she looks so happy
last November.
But
and so
triggering.
Out with...
Yeah, she just looks so excited. Like, you can tell, like, she's just putting her whole heart and soul into this. But, like, if his fall was 2 to 3 to possibly more victims, if those were his falls, I'm sorry. I know we like to, like, imagine, like, meet cutes and, like, oops, you fell into this guy's arms. But that's not how pastors do it. They don't just fall into a woman's privates, okay? That's not an accident. You don't accidentally do that. It's actually quite hard to do. You have to, have a prepared place. You have to have it not be too seen. You have to, like, it's a lot of effort to be doing bad things without people seeing you. So it's not an accident. So anyways, that's all for now. I'll keep this one short. I will talk to you all later. And yeah, sorry, ma'am. I hope you're okay.
Good morning, my friends.
Okay. I'll probably do more of his videos, but I don't know. I'm just waiting for them all to get taken down. But go look for yourself. Watch his videos if you want. And let me know what you think. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye-bye now.